Chat is kind of a new thing for us. We're checking out Speed, not I Show Speed. Speed, as in Speed Co. Created by two former members of the Donut Media crew. Great channel, by the way. But we have an even greater channel here. Speed. I watched the first video right when it dropped, getting up to speed on Donut. It was very fire. Phenomenal video, I'm not gonna lie. So I figured we might as well check out their new one, since the channel seems to be kind of something that we are already into, you know, cars, fashion, designers, things of that nature. That's kind of where we're at here. So today we're talking about Carhartt, and I just know it's gonna be a good video. I was just gonna watch it, but I was like, you know what, bro? Let me see, bro. Let's see what we got, bro. I know it's gonna be a banger.
You know the logo.
Yes,
You've seen the memes.
Trying to get my Carhartt jacket.
Carhartt is stolen valor, bro. It is. And honestly, I'm here for it. I am.
Branding. Carhartt customers.
Yeah.
Thank you for changing my life. I'm literally an ad.
To hear some tell it, you shouldn't wear a chore coat or double knee pants unless you work on an oil rig. Or know the difference between...
This is one of my favorite videos, too, because they were like... they were doing everything wrong.
To hear some tell it, you shouldn't wear a chore coat or double knee pants unless you work on an oil.
Like, this is so wrong. They're not supposed to be doing this at all. He should not be that covered in stuff.
A back saw.
Getting chilly out. Better grab the Carhartt. You got about 10 seconds to take that hoodie off before I call the cops. Everybody wants to wear Carhartt until it's time to do Carhartt shit.
Yikes.
Most of the blowback is all fun and games, of course, but there's a reason why the brand resonates as much with...
Honestly, I think Carhartt is like the blue-collar alternative to Arc'teryx. Except I don't think Carhartt did the Arc'teryx thing where they're like checking people's hands for calluses before they buy jackets. You know, which I think is kind of weird at that point. Yes, it did get annoying and it got kind of overhyped, and way too many, like, you know, people that have their screen time is like 10 hours on Grailed. Sure, they were buying too much Arc'teryx, but still though, I think it's kind of pretentious of them to like be checking, like they were like legit checking people's hands. And Carhartt doesn't do that, so they're kind of valid for that. Not going. It's stolen valor, but they allow it, bro, and I like that.
Carhartt, branching out from dirty work to fashion, follows a phenomenon that's driven many fashion staples. A good deal of what we wear originates from more utilitarian roots. Be it the trades or the military. Jeans are now eons away from being targeted to minors. Drake. While the trench coat has...
That was so random and funny. That was actually funny. See, that's how you do a funny Drake joke, bro. You just gotta like throw it in there and move on, bro. People be dragging it, bro. Like that's... We gotta drop the bomb for that, bro. We gotta drop the bomb for that, bro. That's a solid Drake joke right there. I like that.
I know. From ground warfare in World War I to the front lines of city streets.
That is not where I thought that was going. After the Drake joke, I was kind of expecting something else, but I guess that would have been a little, you know what? Let me just...
The type of workwear established by Carhartt is also quintessentially American. An aesthetic that's as red, white, and blue as the baseball cap. Or baseball, all of which are loved in Japan. Today we're going to take a look back at Carhartt's history and break down why the brand has
I actually don't know anything about cars. This is good. Also, this makes me miss Threaducation, bruh. Like, I feel like I've been wanting a video like this for so long, and I don't know what's going on with bro. I hope he's doing good. You know what I'm saying? But Threaducation hasn't posted in like almost a year, bro. It feels like a year. I don't think it's actually been that long, but it feels like a year, bro.
And is just as at home in an oil-covered garage as a wine bar in Dime Square. Welcome to Speed. This is everything you need to know on Carhartt.
Oh, man. This is great right here, bro. Name a more dynamic duo than James and Jesse right now, bro. I dare you. I dare you, bro. I dare. Actually, there's a couple answers, probably. Uzi and Cardi in 2017. You know what? Never mind, bro. Let's not even.
Hamilton Carhartt and Company was founded in 1889 by a man named Hamilton Carhartt.
Nice.
Ham, as he was known, first left school to start a wholesale furniture business. Then he pivoted to workwear, and after struggling initially, began to see success when he applied feedback.
I thought he was gonna switch up to something else.
To his bib overalls. One thing I always say. If a railroad worker gives you feedback, you take it. They are wise men. and
Absolutely.
generous with their wisdom. The second industrial revolution bore the expansion of railroads, large-scale iron and steel production, and a boost in manufacturing thanks to a little thing I like to call machinery.
Yeah, look hot in there, bro.
Heard of it? The men working these jobs needed tough, durable clothing, and Carhartt catered to them with its overalls made of denim and its duck canvas, which, contrary to popular belief, is not made of ducks at all.
As it shouldn't be, because imagine that, bro. I'm telling you, the fur trade is getting out of hand. Y'all need to watch Maya more, bro. She be teaching people the stuff.
Now this
She do.
bib overall featured hefty triple stitch seams, rust-proof buttons, and extra strong buttonholes. But
Nice.
even with such beefy bona fides, it remained breathable throughout a hard day's work, which is important because there's two things I know about railroad workers. One, very wise,
I was reading the
giving
books.
men, and two, the boys get moist, work hard, and they perspire.
I'm a little sweaty right now, so I
In a
feel
trade
it.
catalog published in 1900, Carhartt said of its customer, "The men who wear things of our manufacture comprise the bone and sinew of this country. Now, rough work, honorable though it may be, takes the life out of us. And the man who has been heaving clay out of a ditch all day, or driving an express train against the north wind all night, or holding a boat's helm at a
Does it make y'all feel patriotic, chat?
gale on a lee shore,
I feel it.
whirling white hot iron at a furnace mouth, that man is not the same at the end of his day or night. He has no time or inclination to study what he has to wear. He simply wants something to protect him from the wintry blasts or endless storms, or to avert the cold rays of a curious scorn."
So they just don't write like they like, bro. They be saying men used to go to war. No, bro. Men used to write about like overalls like this, bro.
That's an ad.
Simplicity. Bring that back, bro. Like that's what we
That
need, bro.
same catalog offered 13 different options for apron overalls, ranging from $5.75 to $9.25.
Wow.
The most expensive of which was its ammo ski blue denims, made for railroad workers with a higher and wider cut. More fabric, more money. Also
Yep.
on offer at
That's
the
fair.
time, a wide assortment of trousers and jeans, as well as coats, vests,
Nice.
and shirts. 10 years later, and just over 20 years after starting with just 5 employees and 2 sewing machines, Carhartt
Crazy.
boasted mills in South Carolina and Georgia, in addition to sewing facilities in 4 other American cities. The company's business also expanded to include Canada and the UK, with France to follow suit. When World War I broke out, Carhartt offered
Bro's
its
getting busy.
facilities to the U.S. government to manufacture military garments. Hell yeah, dude. It was also around this time that the brand first introduced its charcoal.
Dang, I dropped the bomb. I feel like you can't even hear it. My goodness. Banger. Greatest coat of all time? Ooh. I don't know if we could give it that. I don't know if we could give it that, bro. Can we? I mean, it is great. It is great. Don't get me wrong. It's great. Definitely inspired a lot of newer stuff that's going on now. There's a lot of these like garage clothing brands, you know what I'm saying? But like, the greatest coat of, I mean, come on. I think Burberry got that, bro. I think Burberry got the greatest coat of all time, bro. I think they do.
After surviving the Great
gotta give it to
Depression
Burberry.
and the death of its founder, Carhartt began producing its first cold weather apparel. But the more lasting development of this time was Carhartt's Sherpa-lined ranchwear line.
Banger.
Cowboy jackets.
Dang, look at that, bro.
Which ended up being a major
John
hit,
Wayne.
especially in coveralls. For the Trans-Alaska Pipeline, a tremendously difficult undertaking because of permafrost and the remoteness of the work sites, Carhartt received its largest single order to date with 5,000 quilt-lined coveralls. Now, besides the
That's
overt
crazy.
boost of sales, outfitting the crews in Alaska demonstrated that the workwear could handle conditions just as grueling as any work. With nearly a century of unquestioned authority in workwear, Carhartt really began taking off outside of the workday or night in the 1980s. In
Okay.
Japan, which has long held Americana
Hold on, no, wait a minute. Look at the Sylvia.
Carhartt really
Look at the
began
Sylvia
taking off
though.
outside of the workday or night in the 1980s. In Japan,
Mint. Also, peep the drip, peep the stance, peep the cigarette. Not that we are condoning the usage of cigarettes. However, the greatest 80s fit pics in Japan have one. I'm just saying, they do back then over there.
Japan,
You
which
know?
has long held Americana style in high esteem
hard.
and now makes it more faithfully than most American companies, Carhartt found a lifestyle market for its rugged
on,
apparel.
dude.
But even more importantly, a booming hip hop culture took to Carhartt as part of its uniform. Like other hip hop staples such as the Timberland wheat boot, Dapper Dan's famous bootlegs, or gaudy gold chains, the original influencers
Crazy,
for
bro.
Carhartt within hip hop fashion were hustlers.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
brand safe word for drug dealers.
Oh man.
Carhartt's roomy cuts
Hustlers
that
is
allows
brand safe
laborers
now?
to move freely
That's funny.
lent itself naturally to the fact that baggy clothes were the style now. Plus, Carhartt's
What did he say? Who did he say it was though? I forgot who he said, bruh. We just go. LL Cool J went bald because of Onyx.
warm.
Due to
Perfect if you just
due to
happen to be
knowledge.
standing around on the corners and streets of New York City in the middle of the winter. For no reason. Much like the music itself, Carhartt is gritty. Carhartt is tough. And for the rappers who weren't hustlers themselves, what the hustlers wore, they followed. In the late 80s, it was the likes of Eazy-E, Dr. Dre, the Beastie
bro.
Boys. In the 90s, the adherence only grew. Tupac, Nas, Naughty by Nature, House of Pain, Wu-Tang Clan, Mobb Deep, and more continued the
Crazy.
legacy as hip-hop grew in popularity alongside workwear outside of its intended purpose. New
If there's
York-
anything too that we've learned from like a lot of the education videos and just like paying attention to fashion history in general, once rappers start wearing stuff, it takes off no matter what the context is. Literally, once rappers start wearing it, it's over with. Genuinely, like that's why I think a lot of people are like making jokes about, you know, the current like fashion kids and stuff like that to be like wearing the baggiest jeans and crop tops and all that, you know, because like they know that that wave is coming, bro. And I think they're afraid of it, honestly, which they should be. They should be. It's very weird, but it's also cool because like that's them.
favored mustard brown and hunter green to go with their Tims. Los Angeles opted for darker colorways, buttoned all the way up to the collar. Key pieces included the Siberian parka, chalk shirts, Detroit jacket, and watch cap.
This editing,
Also
bro,
known
it's
as
crazy.
the beanie. If we ever make a speed beanie, we're calling it the watch cap.
I like it.
Out there on watch, you need head to be warm, so you can focus on watching.
Yo.
Anybody see my watch cap? To promote its newly signed group House of Pain in 1990, Tommy Boy Records bought 800 Carhartt jackets, embroidered its logo on them, and handed them out to tasters. It's like the original influencer marketing.
Low key.
One of which sold recently, unworn, for nearly $4,000.
That's it? I ain't gonna lie, I would think 10 racks, bro. I would think about 10, bro. It's low-key cooler than Chrome Hearts to me, bro.
Through Sotheby's. Now, the
That's insane,
designer
though.
of this hip-hop grail was none other than streetwear godfather Sean Stussy.
Totes, bro. How did I not guess this? I should have guessed it was him. Bro, what has he not touched?
Although the collaboration between Stussy and Carhartt was unofficial, it was
Yeah.
a perfect union for the originators of streetwear and workwear, respectively. Two things.
Low-key, they walked so that Virgil could put Arc'teryx on the runway without permission. Respectfully, he did it and he's gone and it was amazing. It was an amazing thing that he did. But I'm just saying that like that That's the pipeline right there.
that have been
That's the pipeline.
inextricably linked for as long as streetwear has existed. Now,
Mm-hmm.
Stussy didn't just customize Carhartt jackets for the record label, though. It also put its own embroidery on them for more unsanctioned proto-collaborations.
Nice. 11. See, this is more what I expected, bro. This is what I expected. That's what I expected.
Skateboarding, you ever heard of it? Another core element of streetwear
course.
also latched onto Carhartt around the same time period because the baggy cuts allowed skaters to move freely and its toughness could stand up to repeated confrontations with the pavement. Those guys fall a lot. A lot.
Yikes.
And Supreme, the brand.
I was about to mention Supreme. See, this is why I love this channel already. Because again, this is like my lane, bro. This is like, you know what I'm saying? This is what I care about.
Greater focus on skaters than Stussy has also been heavily influenced by Carhartt from the jump in its mission to create quality, durable garments. Founder James Jebbia told GQ in
Also, chat, the Tyler Supreme shirts dropped. They look so tough, man. They do. They look so tough.
Brands at the time, the quality wasn't good. The fabrics were kind of crappy. So we had to make our products as good as the kids in New York were wearing. Polo, Nautica, Carhartt, Levi's. Our thing was to try and make things as good as the best brands out there, but not the fashion brands, and have the quality that people are going to wear these items for a long, long time. The dude has half of a British accent. Mom is British. Very hard impression to do.
Yikes. Yeah, that is a tough one. That wasn't bad. I'm not gonna lie. It sounded like a half asleep British guy.
Whip and capital F. Fashion. It's called fashion, sweaty. Look it up.
Shout out to Fashion.
As Carhartt was bleeding
She's great.
into hip-hop and skateboarding in America, Swiss designer Edwin Fay began introducing the brand to the European market in 1989, along with other American staples, under the geniusly named concept, All-American Concept. Brilliant.
Interesting. This is literally all of A$AP Rocky's rollout for his new album. This whole thing.
Carhartt
That's it, bro.
Whip, short for Work in Progress, was established in 1994, the same year as Supreme, but initially as just the exclusive Carhartt.
Okay, so we don't have to do this every video. We're not gonna do this every video, but I just have to. I know on Donut, in a lot of videos, we used to use Post Malone as a reference for time. I hope that moment right there was establishing using the foundation of Supreme as a kind of reference point for time. I'm just saying, from now on, we gotta go 10 years prior to the birth of Supreme or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that'd be like a cool little, no? All right.
Distributor in Europe. 2 years later, Carhartt Whip would then begin producing its own designs.
Crazy.
Now, Carhartt proper just
The camo is so tough.
happened to take off outside of construction workers and factory guys. Carhartt Whip was explicitly geared towards youthful subcultures. Whip launched its own skateboarding and BMX teams in 1997.
See, I didn't know that.
Products first began hitting stores.
That's crazy.
It leaned into the music scene heavily by sponsoring a number of artists over the years, including the legendary Funkmaster Flex's first European show in 1996 at Le.
I pressed the bomb because he said Funk Flex and it didn't go up. There it is. There it is.
Valise de Berry. And a then unknown Aloe Black in 2010, and Danny Brown from Detroit in 2016.
Hey.
Danny Brown from Detroit, Detroit jacket. Coincidences don't exist.
Bro. When are we getting the Hive Mind Carhartt collab, bro? Come on. Come on, bro.
People, quit sleeping on it, sheep.
Quit sleeping on Danny Brown.
Beginning with the launch of NTS Radio in 2011, Whip ran a yearly artist development program with the platform. And it even had its own label, Combination Records, from 2000 to 2008. When that closed down,
25.
the Whip Radio website sprouted in its place to highlight upcoming artists and record labels. These
Them boys
moves
created
helped
streaming
establish
services.
Carhartt Whip's credibility in the arenas that it honed
That was a
in
joke.
on. But the line also had to have the GARMs to back it up. GARMs being short for garments. I'm just using slang.
Oh my God.
They pared down the proportions of Carhartt's apparel for a European
Oh my
audience, less
God.
embracing of the baggy look, and incorporated a more modern and wider range of colors as well as prints. Now,
I was about to say, that print is crazy.
of course, Whip would maintain the quality of Carhartt proper, but they'd riff on core materials and silhouettes with an eye for minimalism, utilitarianism, and comfort. Pre-washing reduced the break-in period required by Carhartt traditionally, and Whip would also utilize more premium materials and detailing that would be
that embroidery is insane.
on a job site. And while its parent company keeps things in-house, Carhartt Whip is also where its collaborations are run through.
Gore-Tex.
It linked
Gore-Tex
up with
mentioned.
Vape, another brand that was started in 1994
Get
at
this
the
right
height
here.
of its power in 2006.
Yep.
The list of partners
That's a
that
Lil
Whip
Wayne?
has drawn
No?
since
Okay.
then
That's cool.
is staggering. APC, Junior Watanabe, Vetements, and Marnie representing fashion. Nike, Jordan Brand, Converse, and Vans for sneakers. Undercover, Fragment, Design, Pata, and Braindead in streetwear.
Crazy.
As remarkable as Carhartt's evolution,
Need an ambush
has been,
collab.
from a dude with a struggling business asking railroad workers what they want, to the subject of Vogue and GQ stories asking, should the wealthy stay away from workwear? Or, we're still in the era of Carhartt, bro. Garments deviating from rough hands to
It's the same thing with Arc'teryx, bro.
is a recurring theme in fashion,
Yep.
especially men's fashion.
Yep.
Serious criticism of wearing Carhartt without doing Carhartt stuff is pretty silly, considering
Is.
Levi jeans were made for minors,
Yep.
Drake, and now jeans are as ubiquitous as an item of clothing can get, with denim jackets not far
man.
behind.
Hold on, now I gotta pull up the SpongeBob clip. Hold on, real quick. Just because like he's kind of the same thing, except he just doesn't say Drake. But like, you know, this is the only modern SpongeBob joke that's actually funny, and they actually have done a lot of mining episodes. I can't find the one I'm looking for. So yeah, never mind.
The military is arguably the largest single driver of civilian menswear, with its roots obvious in some names. Bomber jackets,
Yep.
field coats, aviator sunglasses, watch caps,
Yep.
not to be confused with the bucket cap, trench coats, trench warfare, trench coat.
Crazy.
And what you may not realize
Goes in the trenches.
is just how many other pieces trace their lineage to the military.
Yeah.
James Thomas,
Which is
Brunel,
cool, but
the
also
Earl
kinda
of
sad.
Cardigan,
Huh.
referred to
It's cool, but it's also kind of sad because like war sucks, you know. But like the drip be kind of like fire.
how many other pieces
Like the drip be fire,
trace
bro.
their lineage to the military. James Thomas Brunel,
Look, this is so cool, bro. And that's why Michael Jackson, like when he brought that back, it was so tough because like he on stage with it, you know.
the Earl of Cardigan, referred to as Lord Cardigan, invented the namesake knit waistcoat during the Crimean War in the 1850s.
Crazy.
Cardigan sweater. Turtlenecks
R.I.P.
were first
R.I.P.
made in the Middle Ages to protect the necks of knights from their chainmail. T-shirts were originally issued as U.S. Navy undergarments in 1913.
I actually knew that.
Khaki pants and shirts are derived from camouflage uniforms worn by the British Army in its 19th century occupation of India.
That's
Peacoats
crazy.
come from the Dutch Navy, the Derby shoe, the Prussian Army, the Wellington and chukka boots, the British Army, fishtail parkas.
Jeez,
the
I'm
US
saying dripped up, standing on business. Once again, I dropped the bomb and it's delayed. I don't know what's going on today. Kind of late for some reason. It's weird. But most of these I did not know, and it's actually insane.
Army.
No, it's been you were right the first time. That's how it is.
The modern suit can be traced back to the uniforms of Napoleon's army. Wristwatches don't come from the military, but only women wore them until the late 20th century when men realized they'd be useful in combat and finally began to switch from pocket watches.
Do I have a surprise for you?
What's that?
Can you believe it?
Were men to relegate clothing and shoes to their original, grittier, onerous purposes, they'd hardly have much left to choose from. We'd all be wearing bloomers
Yep.
Dainty ones.
Yup. That's not even me, bro. This is so perfect. I didn't even press, like, I
What's even
unpaused the
funnier
video.
than trying to gatekeep entire
So locked
categories
in,
of
bruh.
clothing is when people whose own style comes from somewhere else, and then they try and lay claim to that thing. Skateboarders. They wear brands influenced by Carhartt.
Yep.
But like a decade ago, they all became super vocal about non-skateboarders wearing Supreme.
You know what's funny too, though? I remember this. And this is funny because this is when people were starting to be like, dude, Supreme is falling off. No, dude. I did not press the button that time.
Funnier than we'd all be wearing clothing and shoes to their original,
Hold on.
grittier, onerous
That wasn't me.
purposes. They'd hardly have much left to choose from. We'd all be wearing bloomers.
Because like I would press it and the SpongeBob. I love the editing. The Sponge, bro. I would have pressed it, but I didn't get a chance.
Dainty ones.
That's in the video.
What's even funnier than trying to gatekeep entire categories.
But yeah, I remember when everyone was talking, because this is like around the time that I found out about Supreme, when they started putting the logo on literal bricks and like crowbars, because like why not? And everyone was like, bruh, Supreme is falling off. It's lost all of its, because they weren't saying aura back then. It's lost all of its like energy and, you know, and all that. And it did, but I don't think people like Justin Bieber and Jaden Smith were the reason for that.
Of clothing is when people
They weren't the
whose
reason
own
for that.
style
It
comes
just
from
happened to
somewhere
happen
else,
at the same time.
and then they try and lay claim to that thing. Skateboarders.
Yeah.
They wear brands influenced by Carhartt.
Yeah.
But like a decade ago, they all became super vocal about
Yeah.
non-skateboarders wearing Supreme.
This was not the reason why it fell off.
Don't like when people imitate them, but
Yep.
a lot of their aesthetic.
It's so funny too. 'Cause since he talked about, I gotta talk about Drake now. It's funny because like 5 years ago when Drake started wearing a lot of chrome hearts, a lot of like the OG like biker crew were like, what is up with all of these rappers? Because you know they love using the term rapper because they can't say another word they really love, but can't say because they'll lose their job. You know, all these rappers wearing chrome hearts and all that, and they ain't never touched a bike in their life. And it's like, bro, they literally make hoodies. Like they make hoodies, they make sweatpants, bro. They do.
Comes from repurposing military stuff as an act of rebellion. Actual outdoorsy people, you know, guys who like the outdoors, who constantly make fun of Gorpcore. But Patagonia's first item of clothing was a rugby sweater and a fleece developed from toilet seat covers. Are you a toilet? No? Then let the guy wear the Arc'teryx. Everything is
the
fun.
Arc'teryx, bro.
Liking stuff is fun and kind of dumb.
It is.
Fashion and
It is.
clothes and
Oh, but these two big time mentioned.
hold on.
I was about to say Action Bronson and Al mentioned,
Stuff is fun
which is fire.
and kind of dumb.
Let me read the accidental Bronson of the day real quick, if there is one, just because I haven't checked this out in a while. I'm gonna try and do this every time Action Bronson is mentioned on stream. Accidental Bronson of the day: slam a 30 bag of T-Bell right by Mazeroski. I don't know what that means, but it sounds like something he would say. No cap.
And
And then big time mentioned right after. This is their recent video. They just actually no, they dropped a video today, but I didn't watch it yet. So this is their recent video.
music and
Kendrick
everything.
mentioned.
It's just a vast ecosystem of borrowing. Nothing is new. Everything is iterative. Everything's
True.
Applications are constantly changing, and it's only natural to want to experiment. When you see an
Crazy.
item do well in one setting, why wouldn't you want to see if it does well in a Carhartt
Yo.
has hardly disappeared at any
I wear
point
Carhartt because I'm working on myself.
in its breakthrough outside of
Yo, the dog got the stendo.
paper. But it's
He ain't even just strap, he got the stendo.
Ever. Many people in the know predicted
W. Louis show.
workwear would be next after Gorpcore's recent reign.
Yeah.
An obvious next step from one flirtation with utility to another. The prevalence of workwear also comes within a wider resurgence of 90s aesthetic. And streetwear's rise from subculture to part of the monoculture has brought along some of the clothes that inspired it. Hip hop, now the focal point of popular music.
Boozy.
Never abandoned Carhartt.
I gotta get more into him, man. I didn't know who he was when he was on the Beyonce album, and I've heard a lot about him. Apparently, he's like really great and like really humble and really talented. I gotta get more into him, man.
Eminem, 50 Cent, Kanye West, A$AP Rocky
Yeezy
all helped carry it through the 2000s and 2010s before what feels like.
But I remember, was that a Carhartt puffer, or I think it was North Face actually, where Rocky had on the puffer, and everyone was like clowning him because it looked crazy. I think it was North Face though. Oh no, it was Balenciaga actually. Okay, my fault. My fault.
Every
OG.
celebrity has been spotted wearing a Carhartt jacket now.
All right, so what we have here, our next essential.
This guy's in a YSL fragrance commercial that is actually pretty cool because it looks normal.
A Carhartt jacket. I've got these in a number of different colors. It's nice to have. It keeps you warm. It's such an essential.
I forgot his name. I know he's an actor.
Of Eminem's
but
rare Air Jordan
I always see it on
Nike
Twitch.
collaborations, the most valuable is the Air Jordan 4,
Yep.
made out of black Carhartt canvas
Yep.
from 2015. Most pairs were given to friends and family, with only 10 pairs going on sale to the public through an eBay auction.
Crazy.
Buying them now on the secondhand market would cost you anywhere from $20,000
Price has gone up too.
to $30,000.
Last time I saw him, it was like 38,000, but price went up, bro. Yesterday's
Who likes
price is
Eminem
not
that
today's
much?
price.
He's like good, but
Yeah, he's
like,
good.
$20,000 shoes good? That's wild, dude. Carhartt whip has to have.
Now Kanye, the Red Octobers being that price makes sense. It does. Those I don't know.
It too.
I don't know.
They played the overt
Do like 'em,
fashion
though.
game, and they created a halo effect that brought in the OG brand. Now, as much as all these factors have contributed, the most important just might be the most simple. There's an appeal to well-made clothing that often seems to win out at the end. 100 years of wear testing from heavy laborers has told others that Carhartt, quite simply,
They're solid, bro.
makes good shit.
Yep.
There's comfort in knowing that your jacket can handle more than you will ever throw at it. And you're choosing a chore coat with heavy canvas, a blanket lining, rivet reinforced pockets,
And they look
triple
cool.
stitched themes for a winter with
Like I think there's nothing better than clothing that is, you know, you can actually use it in any type of situation, and then on top of that, it looks cool. I mean, come on, bro. You cannot blame people for this. You
topping
can't.
out at snow scraping your car.
It's
But
actually
that doesn't
crazy,
seem
bro.
overkill because it still only cost $120. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you can buy it at Ace Hardware still.
Exactly.
Carhartt is cool because cool people caught on to what hardworking people knew all along. Cool people influenced other cool people, and word spread from hustlers to rappers, from rappers to skaters, from America to Japan, from America to Europe, from Europe back to America, to Carhartt whip, from all these places to influencers, actors, and that girl or guy that is the coolest person that you know that has the perfectly faded, perfectly worn in Detroit jacket. As
Crazy.
far as trends go, you can do a lot worse than spending a reasonable amount of money, with the biggest risk being someone telling you that you aren't beating it up enough. It is not easy to appeal to a haybucker in Iowa and a creative director in Brooklyn without isolating one of them or the other or both.
Yeah.
If somehow you were to start out with that goal in mind, there is no way that that would ever work.
Ever.
Yet somehow, both accidentally and on purpose, that's exactly what Carhartt has done.
It's actually crazy, bro. It's low key better that they're getting so much
I just
like
want
hype.
to take a second
you know?
to thank you
Carhartt is
guys
hyped now.
for all of the support that you've shown
It
us.
deserves
already.
it, bro.
It is scary starting a new thing. Scarier than I thought it
The
would
channel's
be.
fire, man.
But
It
knowing
is.
that you guys are willing to come along and give us a chance makes it a lot less scary.
They're already at 6
and
mil?
a lot more fun. So
No, they're already at 8 mil. I think a video. I think the original video. I think the first video is at 6 mil.
subscribe if you haven't. We've got a
Which
lot
means
of
they'll be
really
at like
fun
6 mil
stuff
in a
coming
month
up.
or something.
Making plans. Just like with Donut, we're gonna start out doing videos like this where I tell the history of stuff. Let me know in the comments what you want me to cover. And
We need a evolution to James and Jesse making clothes in videos. That would be kind of cool, maybe. I don't know.
soon we're gonna expand into new formats.
That'd be kind of sick,
new
man.
shows, if you will. We're gonna get out into the world. We're gonna get my hands on stuff, touch some grass, and kick some ass. This is just the beginning.
It's a banger, bro.
I'm so glad that you guys are here. Let's do it. Speed, not the drug,
Or the person.
I love you.
Honestly, bro, we just need speed on speed, low key. We need it. Why not? You know? They have very sick branding too, though. So this finna be the best channel on YouTube after AMP, probably. Actually, no, not after AMP. After Nectar, maybe. Not gonna lie. But it's hard. Editing was great. Like I said, bro, I knew the video was gonna be cool, and I just figured we might as well watch it on stream. And I'm glad we did, bro. This was hard. I was just gonna like watch this while I ate or something. But you know, love to see it, bro. Very, very excited to see where this channel goes, man. Honestly, very excited.